Yes, ma'am.
Warm greetings to the dignitaries and participants of today's webinar from Andhra Pradesh Mahila Commission. It is my privilege to introduce our Honorable Chairperson, Srimati Vasireddy Padma Garu. My journey with the Honorable Chairperson is only 10 months. I would like to introduce ma'am before and after becoming Chairperson of Andhra Pradesh Mahila Commission. Madam is an advocate by profession, and as a person, she is women activist, social activist, and change maker. Madam started seeing women problems through her profession, that is advocate, and thought that empowering women is the key to prevent many problems. Hence, Madam started creating awareness programs to women and also publishing books on different women issues. And she has started Women Activist Forum in Rajahmundry. During this journey, ma'am has led movement for the restoration of legitimate duties of women working in quarries in Rajahmundry. It shows her belief in preventive measures. Now, as chairperson, she started the work from preventive point of view only and organized awareness programs to women and girls on causative factors of the problem and also the existing laws, acts, programs in order to combat the problems. To refer today's webinar, the topic anti-human trafficking, I would like to mention Dr. PM Nair saying that no woman is for sale, no girl is for sale. The other saying usually given by the Dr. PM Nair is one life, no price. Because women and children account for 70% of human trafficking. It can be possible to make these precious words into real functional words if all of us put together to put an effort on empowering women with information and knowledge. As we all know that knowledge is power and empowering women is empowering family. For that reason, Honorable Chairperson Srimati Vasireddy Padma Madam has identified a broad platform that is women empowerment cells which are functioning in universities and colleges in order to divert the attention of the girls and boys to the social problems and also remedial measures. Hence, let us join hands and work together for a better and healthy society. Thank you. Over to ma'am to offer to say her message as chief guest of this today's webinar. Thank you. Ma'am.
Ma'am, you'll have to unmute. I'm unmuting you just a moment. Yes, ma'am, please go ahead.
I'm very happy to participate in this webinar. Trafficking of women and children is one of the worst human rights violations. We should have no place in the modern civilized society. About 80% of the women trafficking across the world is for the purpose of commercial sexual exploitation, and the rest is for bonded labor. It is the third largest organized crime. Women are trafficked but for the purpose of sexual exploitation, and in most cases, they are driven to typical gender-specific labor, such as forced prostitution, pornography, and sex tourism, or even extending to commercial marriages, etc., and hence suffer gender-specific harm, including rape and other forms of violence form part of it. The recent trend: rural women and girls are lured into India's towns and cities each year by traffickers who lure them with false promises but sell them into modern day slavery. It is not for the prostitution alone, but they are treated like a commodity and are sold and purchased for various other purposes, such as domestic workers, bonded labor in small industries, workshops, and even farming. The position about growing menace of trafficking of women can be estimated only through the data maintained by NRCP. NCRB, sorry. Reasons and modus operandi. Modus operandi of the traffickers is to use the girls' vulnerable age group toward attraction of city life, increase in income, disguised job offers, fake marriage proposals, and fake marriages, and even deceit by the boyfriend deserting after eloping. The problem of women trafficking in India needs to be seen in the context of high prevalence of rural poverty coupled with widespread poverty in general and lack of proper education. The impact of the menace. Trafficking is associated with serious human rights violations. Trafficked women are vulnerable in to various health problems, including physical, mental, sexual, and reproductive health complications, including STDs and HIV. The social cost of trafficking includes resources dedicated to its prevention, protection, and rehabilitation of victims, monetary compensation paid to its victims, creation of livelihood opportunities for the rescued victims. After they are rescued, they face a social stigma, shame, poor working and living conditions, and are not adopted by the society and sometimes even family. According to Financial Action Task Force report 2018, there is a link between the women trafficking and terrorist organizations. Trafficking within the terrorist affected areas is preliminarily for domestic servitude, sexual slavery, forced armed recruitment, forced labor, and forced marriages. Ujjwala scheme is a comprehensive scheme for prevention of trafficking, for rescue, rehabilitation, and reintegration of victims of trafficking for commercial sexual exploitation. Innovative functional mechanism in Andhra Pradesh state. The component of prevention involves community mobilization. In the state of Andhra Pradesh, village volunteers, village secretariats, and ward volunteers and ward secretariat system came into force. Awareness to community and social problems being faced by women and community involvement to address and mitigate such problems is taken up by government and Andhra Pradesh State Commission for Women. Involvement of Mahila Mitra, Cyber Mitra, She teams for dealing problems of women. Simultaneously, orientation training program to village and ward volunteers and secretariat staff is also under planning to focus their attention on women-related issues and also equip them with government orders, programs, and schemes. Government of Andhra Pradesh released a comprehensive government order in 2003 covering various aspects such as prevention of trafficking, rescue, economic empowerment, repatriation, healthcare, education, housing, legal forms. Keeping the need of planning and coordination both at the district level and state level to implement the government order, a committee at district level was formed, being the district collector as chairman and at state level coordination committee under the chairmanship of chief secretary was formed with the related government departments and voluntary organizations as members. Anti-human trafficking units is an integrated task force to prevent and combat trafficking. It will also develop database on traffickers. Government of Andhra Pradesh brought in a new law, the Andhra Pradesh Disha Bill 2019, allowing capital punishment to the guilty in offences against women and to expedite trial and judgment within 21 days from the date of offence. A special team at district level was constituted, headed by Deputy Superintendent of Police for investigation of offences and also introducing special courts to deal with offences related to women and children. Anti-human trafficking club was formed in Mary Stella College, Krishna district to sensitize college students on the issue. In such clubs are formed in universities and colleges, there will be great impact on students with regard to information and causative factors of human trafficking and also on preventive measures to be taken up under the guidance of academicians. I request all the dignitaries that a concentrated effort has to be made in an integrated manner to evolve strategies for identification of vulnerable groups, undertaking a sustained educational campaign with livelihood projects in source area, best coordination between police, line departments, and intelligence authorities, evolving modalities for rescue operations, reviving committees at district level and state level for better planning to combat human trafficking and also to provide speedy service and care. Thank you for all.